Because I ain't been okay. I've been ornery.
This ain't no Jeff seminar.
Here we go, Mayor.
Whenever you're ready, Mayor.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of Mayor and Council of the Borough of Glassboro for February 25th, 2025 to order. Karen, could you please read the opening statement?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting, as required by said act, has been provided by adopting a schedule of regular meetings for the year 2025, which schedule was posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board as well as the Borough website and forwarded to both the South Jersey Times and the Sentinel of Gloucester County and filed with the Borough Clerk on January 4th, 2025.
Thank you. Can we all rise and salute the flag, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Karen, roll call, please.
Mayor Wallace.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Casabone.
Present.
Mrs. Garlick. Here. Mr. Halter.
Yes.
Ms. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Spence.
Here.
Mr. Melandro.
Here.
Mr. Scafidi.
Present.
And Mr. Brunimer.
Thank you. We have no presentations this evening, so at this time, I'll turn the meeting over to our Borough Solicitor.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We have 4 ordinances this evening on public hearing. I'll read all 4 ordinances. The motion, when we open to the public, will be for comment on all 4 if there are any comments. We'll begin with ordinance 2502. An ordinance amending ordinance 2434, which adopted a redevelopment plan amendment to the Third Amendment to Glassboro Central Business District and nearby environs, a redevelopment plan, a plan for the revitalization of the East High Street area for the purpose of the redevelopment of Block 40, lots 1, 103, 2, 3, 4.02, and 13, Block 44, lots 20 and 21, Block 44, lots 22.03, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 26.01, the project area, all within the Borough of Glassboro. Ordinance 2503, an ordinance authorizing an amendment to the purchase and sale agreement between the Borough of Glassboro and Woods Glassboro Properties Development LLC dated October 10th, 2023 for the sale of Block 40, lots 1, 103, 2, 3, 4.02, 13, Block 44, lots 20, 21, Block 44, lots 22.03, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26.01, the property and project area, and the execution of all necessary documents. Ordinance 2504, calendar year 2025 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. And ordinance 22-05, an ordinance repealing chapter 490 Health Rules and Regulations, Article 1, Board of Health Rules, and adopting a new Article 1 to be titled Board of Health. Again, there are the 4 ordinances. Our public hearing this evening. Council moves for the public portion.
Move the public portion be open.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who would like to come forward and address proposed ordinances 25-0, where am I? 25-02, 25-03, 25-04, and 25-05.
Seeing none, I move the public portion be closed and the ordinance adopted as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Casabone.
Yes.
Mrs. Garlick.
Yes.
Mr. Halter.
4.
Ms. Miller.
4.
Mrs. Spence.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 28th, 2025, as well as the closed executive session of January 28th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Karen, could you take us to communications, please?
Yes, Mayor. I have one letter. It's a letter of retirement from Tawana Bryant of Economic Development. Her effective date of retirement will be March 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve the letter of Tawana retiring, but I just want to say thank you to Tawana for all of the years of service that she's given to the borough, participating in the events, the parades, and everything. She'll truly be missed. So thank you for all of your years of service.
I'll second it.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I'll move to committee reports and begin with Council President Miller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mayor, I'm in receipt of the January highway report, and that's all I have at this time.
Thank you very much. Councilman Brown?
Yes, good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
Thank you. I'm in receipt of the financial reports for the month of January. Also, congratulations to Tawana Bryant on her retirement. And also, a big thank you and a shout out to our, recently we had a power outage in Delsey Manor. We had our police department, our fire department, as well as our assistant borough administrator out there in the trenches helping everyone. So to everyone who, those three facets of our town, plus anybody else who helped out, I just wanted to say thank you for helping out those residents. They did a great job. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councilman Casabon?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I am in receipt of the February monthly report from Chief Smith of the Glassboro Fire Department. In 2023, there were 2,859 calls for service. And in, did I do that right? No, I'm sorry, there were 1,859 calls for service in 2023. And in 2024, there were 2,110 calls for service, which is an increase of 255 calls for service. And that's all I have.
Thanks for sharing. Councilwoman Garlick?
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I'm in receipt of the report for the Park and Rec for January, and that's all I have.
Very nice, thank you. Councilman Halter?
Yeah, good evening, Mayor. Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Water and Sewer Department continues to be busy doing upgrades, repairs through the frigid temperatures, so thanks for those guys. They're constantly working out in those conditions outside. Scheduling on Monday of next week, we're gonna have a road closure, South Academy Street from High Street to Grove Street. Will be accessible only to, Grillo, will be accessible to local residents only that live along that street, due to a development project that'll be going on out there. There'll be a new sewer line put into the street. They'll have to have a lot of connections to all those existing homes, and including the new homes as well that'll be going in there. So that'll approximately be closed for approximately 2 months while Water and Sewer makes those upgrades and repairs. Similarly, Delsey Drive, as everybody noticed, is experiencing a large construction project from Clayton up to Westville. So there'll be impacts from time to time, many of which will be during the nighttime hours to Delsey Drive as that project goes forward and make some upgrades there. Also, I want to touch upon what Councilman Brown said from the Delsey Manor incident that took place last Sunday. Through all of us have different jobs during the day. Well, almost all of us. Sorry, George, you're retired. But have different jobs during the
Thanks for mentioning that, because
during
I'm
the
the old
day.
guy up here. Okay.
I serve also for the County Emergency Management, which we were involved in that incident as well. Just want to say the coordination between all the entities from the police department, fire department, the borough officials was fantastic. It was a very unique situation. For those who are not familiar, we had a lot of winds that took place in town that night around 5 o'clock. We had one gentleman in town that had probably lifelong critical injuries from a tree falling on him. During that storm, a couple poles fell behind the Delsey Manor Apartments by the Four Seasons Health Club that brought a number of transformers down. Atlantic City Electric was not able to go up into the air for many, many, many hours due to the high winds that were still occurring, so they weren't even able to assess that. Delsey Manor Apartments are approximately 40 apartments that house a large number of senior citizens mostly. There are some disabled folks in there as well, and those that have some type of physical needs or limitations. Of those apartments, approximately a quarter of them are non-ambulatory or need some type of additional function via motorized wheelchair or so forth. With the plummeting temperatures that were around that night, we were on a code blue effect. So with the plummeting temperatures, there was a lot of concerns between all of those entities on scene, police, fire, and OEM, about having folks that have a number of special needs living in their apartments without heat. So the decision was made to relocate them The Gloucester County Housing Authority put folks up into a residence inn in Deptford, and some of the other residents chose to go with friends or family. The evacuation went smoothly. There were a lot of potentials for concern with some of the medical needs and so forth out there, but again, with all of those entities out there, we suffered through some frigid temperatures that evening outside, but we got the job done, and I know the next day I was not involved in the reunification or the rehousing of those people, but I was told it went extremely well the following day. So again, kudos to all the borough employees that supported, from transportation to public safety. It was a job well done, and nobody had any significant injuries, obviously, because of that, so thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilwoman Spence.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm in receipt of the January construction report. I thank that office for all the work they do. They're very busy. And thank you, Councilman Holter, for that well-explained situation with Delsey Manor. I know that was a really rough night, and I'm really proud of all the entities that work together, and especially since we have our OEM in-house now, the partnership between Glassboro and the county OEM, it really makes a difference. I think things run smoother and more cohesive, so we're better prepared for situations such as that. I also wanted to say congratulations to Tawana Bryant on her retirement, and thank her for all her years of service. She's been here a long time, and she's done a lot of different, has worn a lot of different hats in the borough, and has done a great job, and she's going to be greatly missed. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much. We have no unfinished business, so Karen, can we take us through new business, please?
Yes, Mayor, I need approval for facilities use and street closure application for the Glassboro Memorial Day Parade, May 26, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. At this time, I'll ask for the engineer's report, please, Mark.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Just a brief update for those of the townhouse projects over in Camelot. They are waiting for warmer weather to get the punch list work done. Likewise with the East High Street Estates projects. They're doing the same to Mountable Concepts. If you're ever out on McCabe Boulevard, they have all the steel up for their building, starting getting the roof on and getting that enclosed. So that's proceeding with those. Bow Boulevard, we have a reconstruction meeting tentatively scheduled for March 11th for that, with hopes, weather permitting, that the contractor will be able to get in the following week while all the students are off on holiday, or on spring break, I should say, for Rowan, and get that done. So we'll see. I'll advise at the next meeting, I'll let you know where that stands. For those, the D. Simone Builders, right there across from Matt Blatt on Main Street, they're finishing up some of their punch list stuff for the temporary CO, so they'll be looking to move in there, so you'll see a lot more activity there. Touched on by Mr. Alder, as far as the reconstruction of 47, that'll be firing back up now that the weather's getting better. So that'll be inlets being cleaned, replaced, sidewalks, curbs being redone, traffic signals being done, and things along those lines. So it'll be extensive. We haven't got an updated schedule since they got delayed in the winter, so we'll get a copy of that so we can know where, can get you better advised there. Obviously can coordinate with the Water and Sewer Department and the Police Department for those. Alfred Avenue, which is our DOT municipal aid project that was granted to us last year. That's going out to bid this week, and we'll be collecting bids at the end of March. So I'll be able to report first meeting in April for that. Jersey Joint down on the end of State Street near 47, that they'll be getting their site improvements done now that the warmer weather's coming here. They've been working inside for quite some time and working on those issues. Then I'll be going there. And Councilman Halter also touched base on South Academy Street. That will be temporarily closed, except for the local residents there for access to replace the water and sewer. And there's probably at least 4 other projects we'll be reporting on soon. Once they finally get all their final permits in place, they'll start breaking ground in construction this year. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate it. Okay, at this time, I'll again turn the meeting over to our borough solicitor.
Thank you, thank you, Mayor. On our consent agenda tonight, we have the following resolutions, beginning with 9525, granting approval for Form C for self-storage at East High Street, Block 33, Lot 8. 9625, authorizing major subdivision monument bond for Glassboro duplexes, South Academy Street, blocks and lots noted on the agenda this evening. Resolution 9725, granting approval for Form C for Vision Stream Glassboro Apartments, Block 413, Lot 14. And Resolution 9825, a resolution of the Borough of Glassboro, Gloucester County, directing the Glassboro Planning Board to review a proposed redevelopment plan for Block 31.02, lots 3, 301, 4, 7, and 8. And they are the resolution under the consent agenda this evening, and also for the reasons noted under each on the agenda. If council moves for approval, roll call vote.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Casabone?
Yes.
Mrs. Garlick?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
Four.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mayor, we have one ordinance this evening for introduction by title. That'd be ordinance 25-06, ordinance adopting a redevelopment plan for block 31.02, lots 3, 301, 4, 7, and 8 in the borough of Glassboro. If council so moves for introduction, roll call vote.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Casabone?
4.
Mrs. Garlick?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
Four.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to open up the public portion.
Move the public portion be open?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who would like to come forward and address mayor and council.
Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close the public portion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. The public portion is now closed. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
So moved.
Second moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
Mayor, I have an extension, 25-00461, everything else. Good.
Yes, abstention noted. Motion still carries. Any comments from our administrator?
I'd just like to also thank Tawana Bryant for her years of service and echo what a number of the council people said in regards to the evacuation. Everyone did a fine job. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. And I will also say the same. First and foremost, Councilman Halter for the fine explanation of how everything went the night that the Delsey Manor facility was out of power. As the mayor and watching how the process went, made me feel really good that the system worked the way it worked. The facility was out of power. The municipality, borough stepped in, county OEM stepped in, moved everyone, got everyone in a safe facility, and people were relocated back into their homes within 24 hours once power was restored, with no other issues other than the obvious that they had to be displaced. And when something that major happens and things go seamless like that, tells me that we're really doing something right here. And thank you to all those people that were out there in the frigid cold weather to take care of the residents of Glassboro. Thank you very, very much. And to Tawana Bryant for the many years of service and all of the things that she did. She picked up and did pretty much whatever needed to be done. She deserves her retirement. I wish her well. And with that, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. This meeting is now adjourned, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Next regular meeting will be March 25th, 2025, 6 p.m. Oh, wait, that's not right.
No, it's not.
March,
25th. 25th?
No, the second.
No,
25th?
no, we canceled, we didn't.
that's right, we canceled.
Because of
Because
the
of
election.
yep, 25th.
You're, it was
So
correct,
That's right.
Mayor.
It was all-
Hey, we only got one in the month, huh?
Oh, we got